Are we recording? So Eric said I had some homework this weekend, and that homework was recapping 2013. Really strange. Okay, so what are we doing?
So we've done this one time before where we had a whole bunch of B-side footage or whatever from 2011 and 2012, and I combined it into a single video of all these leftovers that weren't used when we made videos back during that time. So there's these little side clips and stuff that we've had lingering around that I've been meaning to use. So we used those for 2012 or 2011 and 2012, which were the first 2 years we were in Japan. And I knew that I would have more, and I had more from 2013.
Is this stuff actually being made also now? Like, is there going to be a 2021 video?
No. At some point, we stopped ending up with all these little extra things.
Oh, okay.
And kind of the reason that we ended up with these little extra tidbits, like what we're going to be showing here and in the previous video, which I'll link below, by the way, if you want to see the first one of this series of leftovers, I guess is what we can call them.
I like it.
We would film things in, it was when our channel was, we had been traveling around the world, and then we stopped traveling, and our channel was in kind of a flux where we didn't really know what we were going to do with it. We didn't, like, more people started watching, and we were like, okay, we should maybe try to have direction a little bit, and we didn't know what we were trying to accomplish, I think, with some of our videos. I still don't think we have it nailed down yet. But at the time, we had filmed some things that were just these like little tiny blurbs, and we were like, okay, that'll be a video. But then I'd go back and I'd look at it and be like, that doesn't stand on its own as a video. It's not like substantial enough.
You have pretty good judgment on that.
So we just didn't use them. So I have all these like little pieces, and then also we would just be like screwing around with the camera sometimes. Yes. And I found some of those clips as well. And I was like, okay, I can take all of these, I can combine them into a thing, and then we can make a thing for people to enjoy. So this is basically going to be those types of things. And I've got a bunch of notes over here. I don't want to forget anything if I've missed anything. I think I have it. This is basically going to be pretty scattershot, the way that it's just going to be kind of a randomness. But we're going to, when videos need context, do a little intro and have a little context.
There's no theme other than random.
Yes, basically. So this would be our second and into the third year of living in Japan. And the big thing that happened this year was that we moved from Kumagaya, which was the first place we had lived, into Musashi Odawa, which is in Saitama City. And that's like the main overarching theme of what was happening during this time.
Yeah, our jobs changed during that time.
Well, I was giving context is for people who have watched them in the past and kind of know our story. You know what I mean?
Like,
so you know like when this was happening. And the first video is a very good explanation of we shot this thing that didn't stand on its own.
Yeah. Well, it might have stood on its own had it not been so normal. So we found a store called Lush here. Like, you can smell a Lush store from like a mile away.
It's like soaps and stuff.
And it's just soaps, like body washes. And one thing that we found inside there that we'd never heard of in our lives was a bath bomb. Oh my god. Total girly girl over here. And we purchased one of these bath bombs, or I was given a bath bomb. I don't know how we came across it, but I thought that it would just be interesting to show the world these bath bombs at Lush over in Japan.
This Japanese thing, and it totally is not a Japanese thing.
So we made this whole like little video of how it works, and then like we found out later that they come from the UK. I think Lush is like a European country of some sort. But
we mentioned in the video. So we knew, but I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know why we filmed it, basically. But anyways, here's a clip that is going to be definitive of what the rest of this video is going to be.
Yeah, it's bath time. All right, one of my favorite shops here in Japan is called Lush. And apparently this is really big in places other than the United States. It's really big in the UK, and I think that's where it started, but it's also super popular here in Japan. If you go to basically any shopping mall, you can find one of these, as I've found out. So I'm quite lucky to have found it and found out that it's everywhere. And when I first found it, I thought, this is a gold mine. I can't believe I found this. And then it was everywhere and I felt kind of stupid. But anyways, Lush sells bath products. They sell bubble bath bombs, which I'm going to show you a bath bomb. And they sell like moldable soap that's like clay for like children to play with in the bathtub, and lotions and everything that you could use in the bathroom, basically. I won't go through all the lists, but the bath bomb's what I'm going to show you today, and it's really, really cool. So I've got myself an entire bathtub of water set up, and the first thing you need to do is take off your bare feet. Now we're ready. Okay. This one is a Christmas specific is all I can think to say, but like a limited time Christmas item from their store. It's a present, and the smell of it is based off of champagne. And I don't know what champagne smells like. I just drink it. So it's based off champagne, and we're gonna go ahead and drop it into the bathtub and see what happens. I've been told that inside is a present that's supposed to look really cool once it blows up in the bathtub. And you can kind of hear there's something in there, and I don't know what it is. Every single one has a present inside, so here we go. And I don't know if the present's going to be like something colorful that explodes, or if it's an actual item you can keep. I have no idea. I think that's the present. I don't know if I should touch it or not. They are expanding. Like, they are little fizz bubble things, but they're going much slower than the other thing was going. It smells pretty good, but it doesn't look that radical. I had one that was a robot last time, and the robot made a really cool drawing, but this present just took a shit in my bathtub, basically. It just looks like I don't know what that looks like. I got nothing.
It looks like a chemical spill.
A little bit of a chemical spill. Well, I'm gonna get in there. At least it smells nice. There's also little stars in there as well, so I've got a little bit of glitter, and I'm gonna relax. Hope you enjoyed. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to be very good at this. I'm going to do my best job, but I'm quite intoxicated and I'm trying to find my way to the last train. This is a big thing in Japan because Japan does not have 24-hour transportation. So the last train is a very important moment in Japanese transportation. And my last train is at 11:27, and I think I'm heading the right way. That's a very important sign, which I will not read, and I'm pretty sure it means I need to go home, and I'm on my way. 11:27, we're gonna find another. I'm going down one floor, and I'm going to find out if it makes another insistence that I should probably get on this train. We're gonna find out. So, can't read the sign. I don't have my glasses on, so can't read the sign. Can read the sign right about now. This is the sign. Camera looks a lot clearer than my vision. 10:23 to Omiya. I don't want 10:23. No. That's saying 11:23. The 10 is 10 cars. Oh God. that 10:20 or 11:27 that's just jumped up is better for me because then I can go to Omiya instead of Omiya. Shit. That did not sound right. I can go to Kagohara. Kagohara means I can go all the way home without transferring. So, I'm going to wait until 11:27. Way to go, me. I don't know what's gonna happen.
The second clip that needs an explanation is when we first moved from Kumagaya to Musashi Urawa, I had made a really quick video that I had intended to just show to our friends of a walk through our apartment. You weren't there when I shot this.
Yeah, you were going through the footage and I just didn't even recognize anything of what you were doing.
I think that maybe I was showing it to my parents or maybe Will or something, like just to show them like, well, this is the apartment we moved into. And afterwards we ended up refilming it together and making a video about our apartment. So this is like the informal, just talking directly to the friends thing, and I didn't do any edits or anything like that. So that's just what this is. So
I think I've nicknamed this apartment in my head The Nest.
The Nest, gosh.
Yeah, it was just a nest.
Looking back at this though, I'm so glad we don't live there anymore.
Looking around, feeling good.
Yeah, I love where we live now. That apartment was the worst place we've lived in Japan. Probably the worst place I've ever lived. Period. Like lived, stayed there long term. It was not my favorite place, but you can see I haven't become quite so jaded about it in the video.
Because it's like week 1. Wait till week 2.
All right, so we have moved, and I'm gonna make a video just for our friends and stuff of like what our new apartment and the area around our apartment looks like. I'm not gonna edit it or anything, and then in the future I'm gonna make a longer video for people who we don't know to watch like videos that are edited and whatnot. Okay, so we live in a town called Saitama. It's Saitama City, and we live in the southern area of it. And it's called Minami-ku, which is the southern neighborhood. And then we live near a train station called Musashi Urawa, which is really how people refer to it. Like, where do you live? I live near Musashi Urawa. People know the train stations better than they know the neighborhoods. So that's where we live. That's what it's called. And we live about a 5-minute bike ride, but maybe a 10 or 15-minute walk from the train station. And I will show you, I'm right out front of our apartment, but I'll show you, we have within walking distance a 7-Eleven, which is really cool because there are good things to eat there, believe it or not. Like the lunches and stuff are pretty banging, and you can get like a pretty good lunch for $5 at 7-Eleven. And we live across the street from, this is a soba shop that we have not gone to yet, but lately we've been really into soba, so we're pretty excited about that. And this is our apartment area, and it is really crummy looking from here. Like this building and everything looks really not that good. And then you walk back through here, and there is not a paved road, which is kind of a bummer on the bike, but especially when it rains, I guess. And then this is our bike rack area that we have, and that is actually paved. So my bike is sitting right there, and Kyde is actually at open house for her school today. It's Saturday. There's this little thing here. I don't know. I think it's a shop, but I don't know what it is that they sell. They have a little sheep. I have no idea. So this is our building, and our apartment is back this way. Like, see the clothes hanging? That's where our apartment is. So to get there, you come in through here. These are the mailboxes, and you hang a right. And these things are water heaters for the hot water. They're gas powered, I guess. Every apartment has one. I don't know where his is. And we are apartment number 105. And you have this keypad on here, but it doesn't work apparently. So we have a key that kind of is obnoxious to use, but I left it unlocked. Oh, this is an intercom. So when people ring the doorbell, they can push this. And then there's a phone inside, I'll show you. And you can buy a banana phone. Okay, so coming into the apartment. So this is the area where you take off your shoes. And I turn this way, and this is a little area where you put your shoes. And right now it is stuffed full of all sorts of just things. The apartment right now is sort of like in disarray because we still haven't completely unpacked because we've just been at work constantly preparing for the school year, and it's been a really crazy week. Well, I guess we've been here for 5 days or something. I don't know, 6 days. Anyway, so there's things all over the place, but I'm just giving you an idea what the layout looks like. So here is our clothes washing machine, and it is running at the moment. And I will show you, I am at the door, remember? Door. My back is against the door. I will show you the whole apartment. That's it. So it's one room basically, and there is a loft upstairs. You can see in this shot, there's a ladder right here. I'll show you that. So this is the shower area that is right next to the door. And you look in here and there's a little useless sink and a mirror. And right now we are hanging our towels in the shower, which is so far actually working quite well. And yeah, it's a big shower area, sort of. And that's that. So let me kick off my sandals that are brand new and they're like stuck to my feet. And then now we're in the kitchen. And so we actually have 2 burners here. We only had 1 in the last apartment, so that's really nice actually. And this is just like a exhaust with a light on it. And there are some places for things, like I said, everything's just in complete disarray right now. Some of the things are okay, just like normal cabinets, like what you'd expect. And we have become accustomed to magnetizing everything, so we can hang things like on metal surfaces and stuff. And this is just, you know, plates and bananas. Oh God, bananas. Yes. And I guess Katie also has bought these things. I didn't know these were here. Okay, and here is our refrigerator. And like I said, this thing, it comes up to my hip, so it's little. And on top of the refrigerator, this is our rack for drying our dishes. Notice we don't have a dishwasher, so we wash them by hand and then we put them there and dry them. And this is a big cabinet that we bought at IKEA, and it is a disaster right now as well, but you can see inside stuff. On top, the microwave, the timer doesn't work, so you have to remember to shut it off, otherwise it'll just cook forever. Rice cooker, water heater, this does all stuff we already had. This was new though. And then we come over here, go back a little bit. So just for reference, there's the front door, there's the shower, there's the toilet. So it's just a little room for toileting. You know what's kind of a bummer about this is that the door doesn't actually like go all the way down. I don't know why, it's really ghetto. So like, what? All right, oops, wrong way. Okay, and heading on. So over here we have a closet, and this bag will go away. It's full of kitchen stuff right now. But so I have, this is my rack for drying clothes if it's raining outside. And there's a mirror, and that's all right. Okay, and this is our closet, which is also a disaster. And we have mounted a little light in here. So we have a little light so we can see, but I mean, it's a train wreck in here. But we have quite a bit of room. This is Katie's half. This is my half. We bought these racks at IKEA so we can put things in them. And this is like a laundry basket with a guitar in it, and it's just a mess right now. Like, we have a lot of laundry we need to do. So all this needs to be washed, and once that gets done and then we get things moved around, maybe things will start to fit. Up top we've got, I don't know what we were thinking, but we bought this huge thing of paper towels, and now it sucks up like half the apartment. And these speakers we were going to use because we thought the apartment had thicker walls, but it certainly has really thin walls, so I'm going to give those to a friend. And these are futons, so if somebody comes to stay, they can sleep on the floor. And yeah. So closet, kind of a disaster right now, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better once we have some time to clean it up, which I don't know when will happen because we're turbo busy now. Okay, so these are chairs that we bought at IKEA, and these are brand new, chair and ottoman, and we each bought one, and it's so lovely because we've been sitting in these like plastic IKEA chairs for 2 years, and I was like, if we stay in Japan another year, I'm buying something nice to sit in. So boom, we have these 2 chairs, and it is so nice. This is a little table. It's got wheels. Oops, this table here. It's got wheels on it so it can roll forward and stuff. And it's got a little area like we can put laptop stuff or, you know, whatever. My study materials for Japanese go under here. And if we want to roll it forward to here and put a laptop on it, we can watch a show while we both sit in our chairs, and it's rather comfortable. So haven't had time to do it yet, but in theory it should be pretty cool. We have these curtains at the other apartment, cat curtains. And then this is our back deck. And that's where our recycling will live. And right now, clothes are drying until it starts to rain in a couple of hours, which is supposed to be a huge storm today. And these are the air conditioning heating units, which have two. There are two of, oddly enough, for this tiny little room. And this is one of them. And they, like I said, it does heat and air conditioning. And it works pretty well. It's pretty quiet, no complaints. Has a little remote control to turn it on and off with. Nice, right? This is where the trash will be, the red one. That'll be our trash can. Right now the trash is on top because the red can is full of things we need to put into this big cabinet. My guitar is here, and then you can see the ladder going up to the loft. So let's go up the ladder, and let's see if I can fall. It's actually kind of nice because this handle runs down the side of it, so it makes it reasonable to get up and down. But I still have, like at nighttime, I'm like, man, I gotta go pee, and I'm just like, no, not getting down that thing. I'm gonna kill myself. So this is a complete disaster as well. Hey, look at that. Everything seems to be. So there's a little light up here, and this is the loft. And the area from the floor to here is maybe 3 feet. I can sit on the mattress that we now have, and my head barely touches the ceiling. Like it's okay, but it's certainly not lovely. It's not a lot of space. So that's what we have now. And then there's another heating unit here, which if you turn this thing on, it would cook you in this bed. So I'm not sure we'll ever really use it. We'll see in the winter, I guess, maybe in the summer. Because you can turn them on to just blow air, and it'll blow just move air without actually cooling or heating it. So maybe we'll use it for that in the summertime. Anyway, so the loft is bizarrely shaped. You can see it goes back, and it's got this area, and this is where, if you lived here alone and had a futon, I guess you'd put your futon, and then you would have all this other area for other things, but we have a huge mattress, so we can't do that. And then this thing here would be you could put things next to your futon. In theory, it would be pretty nice. I just wish it was a little wider. And then, so we have this little room, but it's not square. What the hell is this? So it is impossible to put this mattress someplace up here where both of your heads are against the wall. So if you don't want your pillow to disappear every time you move when you sleep, then I guess you're out of luck. But so far it's actually been pretty good. I haven't been kicking my pillow off that so much, so I'm pretty happy. I sleep on this side, and I can dangle my feet in a little area over here. And yeah, it seems like it works all right. So far, I guess we're just gonna roll with it. We're on the first floor, and the walls here are super thin. So every time the guy above us does anything, we can hear him. I can hear him pee. I'm not joking. You can hear him pee. Anytime he touches the water, it's like whoosh. So we might actually be moving at the end of the month to an apartment on the second floor, but it costs more money, and I don't know what. It's I think we have to now because we told them that we're going to, but I'm not sure it's really necessary. The first night we were here, the dude above us was super loud. He just stomped around a whole bunch and did a whole bunch of things. Ever since then, he's been fine. So I'm not sure if he just had this one night, maybe he had a visitor or something. I don't know. But, so we might actually be changing apartments soon. And, yeah, I guess that's it. So I'm going to end up just putting this up and making it private so that, people we know can see this. And, then in the future, I will have a more produced video for people we don't know. Okay, and I'll give you a shot of the apartment from the loft. So that's pretty nice, right? It's tiny, but it's nice. The brown wall, the white wall. It gives it some artistic depth. It looks kind of hip. So yeah, it's all right.
Something.
The table is eating the plates and then playing a game. Hamatansu. It is crazy windy today. Penis festival. You good?
So the Penis Festival, I was pretty hyped. I was pretty hyped going down there. Like I was really excited about it.
We were gonna go make a video about this.
Yeah, we were prepared to make a video, and we get down to Kawasaki, I think it is.
I think that's where it was.
And we hop off the train, and I really don't know what happened, but you decided you were not into it. Like, no video, no hanging out, you left. And I was just like, okay, so that just happened.
I have social anxiety problems sometimes, and like at the time we hadn't quite figured out that was what was going on in my head. I think since then we've realized that this is a problem that I have sometimes, and it was just that was a moment of like extreme social anxiety.
I remember at the time going, all right, I cannot argue with this. This is
illogical.
No, it's not that it's illogical. This is being done in such a way that is striking that I'm not gonna like try and convince something that's going on that I don't understand to change. And then on top of that, never talked about it afterwards, because like there was till right now there was just no, like, I didn't even know how to describe what happened, and I wasn't upset and you weren't upset. It was just a thing that happened and the situation changed. So that led to me at a penis festival by myself with like thousands of other people.
It was really crowded, and just something about that moment for me, it just freaked me out, and I was like, I can't deal with this right now.
Not only was it incredibly crowded, it was also extremely windy. I remember the day being really, really windy. My main aim for the day thus just became getting lollipops. This is all I cared about, was getting lollipops. And I would
place, baby.
I would make friends with people who I thought would get me lollipops. No joke, this is how I was thinking. I walked around for a little bit, saw some like random things. I wouldn't say anything looked very crazy or any crazy actions were happening.
I mean, honestly, they had a giant penis that they were carrying around.
There was a giant penis, but it was on your regular, like, mikoshi, your regular matsubi was happening. But one thing that really stood out as abnormal and shitty was the douchebaggery kind of frat boy vibe that was going on.
Oh, really?
There was just this, like... Like, that's what I heard for most of the day. Like, that's the sound that I have in my head of that event. It was a
lot of foreigners,
dudes,
right?
Yes. And just not...
Your scene.
Yeah. So I basically told myself, once I get my hands on these lollipops, I'm gonna leave too. But the trek to get the lollipops took forever. Like, I ended up having to get into, like, a big pushing match with people, and, like, it took effort to get these lollipops.
Japan.
And I ended up making friends with, like, random people, and they were like, over here, there's some over here. Like, it was a very strange day in my memory, and I just remember windy, lollipops, struggling.
And the idiot abroad guy was there.
Yes, and the idiot abroad guy was there at the end. And I remembered seeing him and just being like, all right, I saw him on my way to the train. I was like, yep, that's what this is. And then I just left.
Seems like it kind of sums up the whole situation.
It really did sum up the whole thing. I was like, yep, that's what's happening.
Is this some sort of fertility thing, I think, probably?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But it's turned into kind of like a...
Fratility thing.
Fratility. There you go. Great. Great word twist.
This is golden balls.
Show it to Tommy. Exciting.
This is one I'm not sure if we used any place. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest, because I don't have a really good way of searching what has been published and what hasn't been published. Like, I just sort of got to guess.
I have less.
You-
I have less knowing of that.
yeah, like, and I mean, like, I can get a good idea. Like, of course, like this year, in 2013, we did 2 international trips. The first one, we went to Taiwan. And like, of course, all the footage that we shot in Taiwan, I'm pretty sure I used because that would have been cut into a series and stuff. But I have things on the edges of that trip. And one of the things is this little video that we made talking about packing for Taiwan because I think we're leaving the following day. And I don't know if this was used or not. So if you've seen this, then I guess you get to watch it again.
Like, learn how to pack. I don't want to watch it. I don't remember how I used to pack.
It's just all in Gerber, baby.
Fat bastard.
So tomorrow morning, we are getting up to catch a train at what time?
5:22.
5:22, our train leaves. And we are going to take the train to the airport and get on an airplane, and we're going to fly to Taiwan. And we have been so busy this week because we've had these weird classes, it's hard to explain. We've just been very busy, and we haven't really had any time to plan or anything. But we just spent a couple of hours packing, and we got everything packed, and I want to show you what we're taking with. So this is, we're going for 12 days. We'll be in Taiwan for 12 days, then we're coming back to Japan. So this is what we have. And those 2 backpacks. So this is like a backpack, like a school backpack. Yeah? So it's like what you'd expect a school backpack to be. And this is a travel backpack that's slightly bigger. It says it's 40 liters. Is that how they're measured? Yeah?
I guess.
It says 40. I think it's liters how they're measured. So it's as you can see, it's only slightly larger than a backpack here.
His name is Gerber.
Yeah, his name is Gerber. And this is the backpack Katie used to go around the... this is the backpack Katie used when we traveled around the world.
Oh, was I supposed to pan up like this, like when you were talking, or
I
no?
don't know.
Oh, okay.
If you were to see something, would you know how to centrifugally focus upon it?
Put it in the center.
Yeah, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, post in the comments. I'll be really surprised. That's a pretty obscure thing. Anyway, you gotta have a killer lean on this.
Killer slant. You gotta stop talking. No more quotes. No more quotes.
Okay. And so this is what we're gonna go with for 12 days, and we're hoping that we will be able to rent a motorbike for a while and travel around, but we're not sure because we don't know if we have the proper qualifications and licenses.
We've got plenty of licenses. Like, seriously, we both have American licenses. I have a Japanese license. Like, we should be able to drive there.
But we don't have a legit, international license anymore because they both expired, and we either lost them or threw them away.
And I don't know how to get one in Japan. Like, I looked it up, and it's all just how to get a license in Japan. It's not how to get an international license in Japan. So that's a whole different story.
But we'll find some, black market, shady guy that's willing to ride us a motorbike in Taiwan.
We will.
I think we will. I think it's that good out there, but we're not really sure.
It's going to break down, and then they're going to steal it in the middle of the night and make us pay for it.
This is totally longer than I expected, but check this out. We just went to 7-Eleven, and I got this. There we go. And this is shochu. It's I don't know if it's something kind of like sake, but I think it's from Korea or something. But look at this little box.
It is kind of the cutest thing that was on the shelf.
Yeah, so it is 10% alcohol, I think is what it says, yeah. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to open this guy up. It's going to be dreadfully bad, I promise that. So it's a sippy cup. It's a really ghetto. This was 100 yen, so this is like $1. I can't open it. Look, the little box.
You got me.
It's squirted. The shochu. Okay.
Woo, smells strong.
So now we have this. And this is so I can go to sleep, right? I guess. It's going to be really bad. Yeah, if you put this on your nails or whatever, it would just eat off whatever, if you had, nail polish or something.
Let's see if it gives me the shivers.
Yeah, Katie's about to get the Chevas.
It's not that bad. No shivers for this one.
It's not good, that's for sure.
Maybe if I'd taken a bigger sip. But it's really hard in this sippy cup. This is not an optimal way to enjoy alcohol. Yeah.
Okay, well, we are...
Tastes like plastic.
We're going to Taiwan, so we'll make a video. Maybe.
If we make it.
Bye.
Okay, I want to start off this video by showing my new lock for my bike. I'm in a shadow, but you can still see it pretty well. Very colorful, and it's also a number dial, so I don't have to use a key anymore. And our apartment's going to have keyless entry, I think, so we may not have to use keys ever again, which would be very awesome. And my bike lock should keep my bike safe. If you steal my bike, I'll wait for the police to return it like last time. So I'll just wait. So much force, it just pushes you up on your feet. Oh, it was nice. It does. I remember going to this YouTube thing, like, I remember we went to like a YouTube thing where there was a, like, lecture. And then I also remember going to the YouTube space and just kind of getting to see it. Did those happen on the same day?
Same day.
Okay. So, yeah, in my mind, they're separate events, but apparently that was one event that we got there early so that we could look out the window. Like, we came to look out the window because the space is on, like, the bajillionth floor of Mori Towers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's basically what I remember of that day.
We get pretty deep into like in the clip you're about to watch, into the ins and outs of it. And when we had gone, we were thinking like we're gonna make a full video about this, but I remember getting there and feeling uncomfortable filming in front of all these other YouTube people. Like I felt like I don't know, it was a weird emotion. Like I was like, these people actually know what they're doing, kind of, and like I feel like I don't, or I don't. There was just something uncomfortable about filming around all these other people.
To me, it wasn't. It was that it was an experience that was not solely to us. That was an experience that all of those people were also getting, and it just kind of took the wind out of my sails on that. And
Sure.
I know that we have our own like perspective on stuff, but yeah, I felt the same way as you, that I was just like, this is really just not going great because all these people are here.
Yeah, so we filmed a single clip, and then we filmed us talking about it a whole bunch, and I don't remember why we filmed us talking about it, because I don't think we used it anywhere. So this is probably the first time it's ever been like used. But again, maybe I used it, I forgot.
I don't think it got used. I really don't.
And you know what? Maybe we just filmed it and sent it to our friends. It might have been something we didn't just publish. But anyway, here's a published version of it, and hopefully we don't say anything horrible.
All right, guys, so we went to YouTube's headquarters today in Tokyo, and we were never planning on making a video like live for all our subscribers, so we just shot a little bit of stuff, and then we're putting this together so we can show our friends what we did, because honestly, it's not worth showing like everybody else out there, but I do think some of our friends will be interested in it. So here's the video that we shot while we were there, and after that we will tell you a little more about what happened at this event. Enjoy this video.
Okay, we're at Google headquarters here in Tokyo. We heard about a YouTube meetup where they're showing off a YouTube space that they've built. This space basically means you can come to this special place, the 29th floor of the Mori Towers in Roppongi. We'll show you the view in just a moment. And you can come here and shoot videos for your channel. We're not sure how it works or what information they're going to give us today, but we're here to find out more about the space and what we could do with it, if anything. I mean, we don't really do a whole lot of
Produced stuff.
nothing produced. We just pick up a camera. That's the only production is pick up camera.
But it's still somewhat cool to just be like in the building.
That's true. And the best part so far is the view.
So that thing is Tokyo Tower. And I don't know, it's just a pretty chill looking view, right? And there's all these people that are like famous on YouTube.
They're famous?
I think some of them are. Like they probably have more subscribers than we do, right? They like do it for a
probably.
living. And then there's just strange things like these seats. Why is this here? I guess you could shoot like a talking show, and I don't know. And then there's like a kitchen over there that we think might be able to be used for filming, but maybe it's just like a kitchen. I don't know. There's a lot of people here. It's weird. We don't know what we're doing. The building that this is in like one of the most expensive neighborhoods in Tokyo, and it's on the 29th floor or something. And I mean, this is like set up. Like you have to go through all the security to get in there, and you take this elevator, and it's just the whole thing is just like really, really like surprising. Like why is this happening? Kind of that's how I feel. And we didn't go because we were special. Nobody invited us or anything. We just heard about it. Like one of our subscribers told about it. So
I think you had to be a YouTube partner to do it.
I don't know.
Like so you have to be. Well, I mean, you sent in a message that said, "Hey, I'm this person." Did you put our name with it?
I put our YouTube account, so maybe she checked it.
I'm assuming they checked it and that got your
name.
Some
of the chuckleheads in there didn't seem like they had any idea what the fuck was going on. Like that girl was like, "I can't get my phone to work," and like.
True, but at the same time, like I think they were all partners.
Okay. Anyway, but it doesn't take anything to become a partner. Just like a pulse. Anyway, so. We go up in there, and there's like about 40 people total, maybe almost 50 people total. I think I counted 47 people, including the employees that were there. And they had this like half an hour time where you just mingled with people, and we didn't talk to anybody. So we're antisocial.
I didn't know what to talk to them about. Like, you walk up and like, oh, so you make video...
Yeah, it seemed like it was awkward because it was like you're supposed to talk about yourself. What is? And
there were other people in the room that were obviously pretty well known, like a couple people that were on like a panel of like a discussion panel. They were people who have lots of subscribers on YouTube, so a lot of people were like going up and talking to these people, and I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah,
so.
We don't watch anything like that at all on YouTube. Like
we don't watch YouTube.
I watch YouTube for video game stuff. Like that's it. None of these people were video game people. These were all Japanese like vloggers or whatever.
Yeah. So something that we don't know about essentially. So people were talking to them, and there was no real reason for anyone to talk to us, and we don't know who they are. So it's kind of just like
it was weird. So then after that, they put us in this this room, this like conference room thing, and the woman that like works for Google's YouTube communities something in Japan, like community manager, whatever that is. she talked for half an hour about like things you can do to help your videos become more popular, like putting the right thumbnail up and like annotations and like some new features. An annotation? It's like when you can have a clickable link on the video. I hate them. I disable them when I watch them because they're irritating because people write crap all over the screen, and I'm just like, I want to see the video. So annotations properly and like setting up like subscribe buttons on your external websites, just like things that are kind of like duh. And
I didn't know about the subscribe button on your website. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so there were a couple things that were cool to hear, but nothing like nothing like earth-shattering, like nothing huge.
No.
And then they had a panel of 4 people.
The community manager.
The community manager, one dude that's got quite a few subs, 60,000 subscribers or something, and then there was
the guy from Korea that has
13,000 subs or something.
13,000 subs.
He got flown in from Korea for this.
He's been sponsored by Korea's tourism bureau and stuff like that to do documentaries about Korea. He's a pretty good example of like someone who's taken YouTube and run with it and figured out how to use it to benefit him pretty well and to do things he wants to do.
So I mean, it was interesting to hear him like briefly speak because they didn't really talk all that much.
Yeah.
And then there was a dude that does Japanese comedy videos. He has like 130 or 140,000 subscribers, and he's like making a living off of it. He's doing quite well. And so it was like a Q&A session where you could just like ask whatever people could in the crowd could ask things, and like some of the questions were pretty good, some of the questions were really stupid. But the whole thing was okay. It wasn't long enough. It was like an hour and a half. So it was like an hour panel and half an hour the community manager talking. And you got to remember that they said everything in English and then they translated to Japanese. So it really was like 45 minutes because they had to say everything twice. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't enough time. People could have asked a lot more questions.
Yeah.
And then after the panel ended, they gave us a questionnaire. We got to fill out like, was this good or was it bad? Blah, blah, blah. We said it was all right. It was all right. It wasn't bad. It was all right.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And then we got to look around a bit. The Google Space is like they've built these studios and stuff like so that you can go and use them. Like you have to have 100 subscribers or something to use it at all. And then like if you have 1,000 subscribers, you can use like the really good room or something. And they have like really good cameras. They have a green screen room. They have rooms with a 3-camera setup, so you could do like a 3-camera show or something. It has a control room, and they have like audio rooms, and they've got a room like full of like really like high-end, it seems, Macintosh computers so that you can do editing, which I don't know, it all seems like really strange.
You call them Macintosh?
They're Macs, whatever.
You sound ancient.
Yeah.
Give me that Macintosh.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about not being able to right click. Fuck those things. Anyway, so what was funny is like they asked the people on the panel, they were like, what's the piece of advice that you would give everybody that's starting out to make videos and whatnot? And like all of them were like, don't spend money on expensive camera equipment. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. Just buy something that's practical and will do the job. And immediately after that, they're like, the people from YouTube were like, we've got all these super expensive cameras that you can use if you come here. And like it was just like
completely contradictory.
It was like YouTube hasn't even asked the people that are going to be using it what they could need. Like they just built this super, super expensive thing in one of the most expensive buildings in Tokyo. And they were like, okay, we're going to make this thing so that everybody can come make videos. And it's not at all what anybody needs. Like,
I would love to see like the schedule that ends up happening. Like,
I want to see
has anybody signed up for this shit?
I want to see it. I think it's probably being used, but I wonder if it's being used by like film students and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but they have access to their schools. I don't know. I don't know who's using it. I'm sure somebody's using it. I mean, I guess, but all the people that were there that were like the high level YouTube vloggers, like they were all like, don't use expensive equipment. Like, here we are, this expensive building with expensive equipment in it. It was really bizarre. And it just seemed like typical Google, sort of like out of touch with reality. It was bizarre. And then they had that kitchen area and...
Hold on. So I'll tell you, like, my favorite part and what really disappointed me about the whole thing. Start with the disappointment. So that my disappointment was that we walked into this space and what they wanted to talk to us about was the space. But they hadn't made any of the space actually look like how it would be used. They talked about all these cameras and equipment that they had. They talked about that you could use the space. And what they should have done is made it like IKEA. You walk in and you see how everything could function. They should have had cameras set up, shown how the cameras looked, given you an understanding of how you can use this space.
Yeah, because I really don't have any idea.
We walked into the kitchen setup, like we'd heard that the kitchen, there was like a kitchen setup that you could use to shoot videos. And we were like, is this just like their regular kitchen? Do they use it? Because like... there's like a coffee maker there and a whole bunch of trash in it and stuff. And it was just like, okay, I can't tell what I'm looking at. So that really disappointed me that I had no idea. What can you use here?
It was just bizarrely half-assed.
Like they wanted to bring us there and talk about the space and have a community moment. And I get that. But show us. Don't just tell us. And they almost didn't tell us about the space. Like, people asked about it and they were like, you can go on and read it on our blog. And then,
and then they were like, but it's not in English.
Somehow we got back around to it and they explained a lot of it, which was really strange that they weren't explaining it in the first place. But
like,
yeah,
the people working there were like, yeah, you can use these things, but you have to fill out all these forms. They can be kind of difficult. Like, these are the people who are trying to sell it to us, you know? And we're just like, what is this?
Yeah.
What are they doing? It was really weird.
So the thing that I really liked was when you walked in, they had a wallpaper, like custom wallpaper made that they showcased the YouTube screens, like the YouTube shape that is YouTube, and inside was a picture of like all the leading people that are in the Japanese vlogging community. So we're like walking around and all of a sudden I see pictures of cooking with dog and Francis. So I thought that was really cool. I didn't recognize anybody else, any humans on the wall. I recognized the dog. That was it.
And like
and the dog's friend.
Some of the people were really cool. Like, you could, you know, they were just chill people. But some of the people were kind of annoying. But I mean, that's any crowd of people, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess a lot of people that do this type of thing are self-absorbed like us. So like, you can tell that there was a bit of that going on. But I don't know. It was cool to go. It was definitely cool to go and see. Like, going and seeing it and everything was really cool. And the girl, the community manager girl, was really cool. Like, she was super nice. She seemed a little bit out of touch. The way, what did we talk about? Oh, like, the way that Katie put it was, it seemed a bit like, it was like if you go to the dentist and you have a problem and the front desk person is trying to explain it to you, it's kind of like they don't really exactly know what's going on, except instead of like the doctor explaining it or the hygienist explaining it. Those people actually know what's going on. She seemed a bit like the front desk person. Like, she was like, well, I kind of know what's going on, but really didn't have any of the answers. It didn't really have a whole lot of like real good insight. A lot of buzzwords and like things like that would seem like they were going on. But she was super nice. And to be fair, like, Katie said that it wasn't set up or anything. Maybe it's because I don't think that they intended this. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know if it was supposed to be an unveiling of the new Google space that they're building or YouTube space that they're building, or every year the YouTube vloggers apparently have a get together, and maybe they contacted her and said, hey, like, they said that they contacted her and asked for some t-shirts or something that they could give away at their party. And she said, oh, you can come and see the space. So I don't know how short notice it was. Maybe they put this all together like a week ago and they didn't have time to get everything set up.
Maybe.
And there were people, like, they were still building some of the sets. Like, there was a dude in there painting the green screen when we were there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Who knows? It was weird, though.
My expectations are high.
Yeah, we do have extraordinarily high expectations. But that was our adventure at the Googles today.
Yep.
And that's all I have to say.
Yep.
Scallions.
Scallions. Francis.
How'd it go?
It went pretty good. It's scary, and I almost came out like where I would have rolled down, and then I changed my position. Kind of hurt my leg.
You might get a video that's for fucking America's Funniest Home Videos. I tumbling down this roof. The ottoman moved. How's that for a good shot? What's up, girl? This is steeper than it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh. I don't have any grip.
Yeah.
Maybe we should sit on the top.
Yep.
Is that where
We're
you
gonna have
sat?
to pause this now. It did get a little foggy. Get it wet.
I had meant... go. Dozo.
You had thought about not including this. but I kind of think that you should, because I think it's a really good precursor to explaining like why the postcard club exists. Like, we came up with this idea of I guess crowdfunding, or at least that's what it is, like a portion of the Myanmar trip. So that
I mentioned that we went to Taiwan in the summer of this 2013 year, and in the winter we went to Myanmar. And
one of the things that we did was we just kind of told people, if you donate this, like, I guess it was a certain amount of money.
I think it was through PayPal. It predated PayPal, or I'm sorry, predated Patreon and all that stuff.
So people would PayPal us money. We would get their address and their name, and we told them that we would send them a package of Japanese goodies, and they got a postcard from Myanmar, or a postcard that was purchased in Myanmar from Japan or whatever. I don't remember. But the video that you're about to watch is like me going to the store and finding the things, and I really enjoyed that experience so much that it just led into the postcard club that happens on a monthly basis now. And I think a lot of people probably sit there and wonder, like, does she really enjoy handwriting these every time? And I'm not going to deny that it takes time and it takes effort, but I really do enjoy it. Like, I just like having a little project that you do from start to finish. And it involves other people and it makes them happy, and you spend maybe 2 to 5 minutes on a postcard, and that's going to get to someone and they're really excited about it. And the same thing was happening even more so with like the Myanmar package, and we loved the postcards that we sent for that project. So this was just getting all the stuff together.
And if you haven't seen, I would like to say, if you haven't seen the Myanmar series, I would recommend going back and watching it, because I think it's one of the best series we've made. It's one of my most fondly remembered series.
And luckily you made it through.
I almost die. So, like, it's a pretty dramatic, like, story arc that takes place that, I mean, we don't build story arcs because we don't script our stuff, but when one magically happens, it's really nice to see that plant pan out and everything. I think that's it. Yes, I think that is all of the clips. So we'll be probably bringing one of these in the future for, I think I'm still going to have some more clips in 2014. But I think after that, we started kind of getting focused on our channel enough that I don't have all these little random bits anymore.
We're focused on like each video being what it is, as opposed to thinking like everything's an opportunity for a video. No, this is the video that you're making. That's why. Now I understand.
So I don't know when I'll get to making that 2014 video. It's been years since we made the last one of these.
I think it should be spread out like this.
So just be on the lookout for that. And the next thing that should be coming will be the second video from the Aomori series will be coming up next. So make sure you're liked and subscribed and bell ring and follow all the instant messages and whatevers. And
get on that Patreon if you want more fun.
Yeah, if you want some postcards, hit us up on the Patreon.
All right, we are here at our local Daiso, which is a 100 yen shop, and we've started searching for some of the goodies that we're going to send in our Myanmar packages for people who have donated to help us do awesome things. So far, we found a lot of delicious things that we hope that you guys are really going to enjoy. We're not going to tell you what any of them are, but you could take a little peek.
We've got a basket here.
Yeah.
And we've got a scale over here.
We look like drug dealers.
Yeah, we do look a little weird.
We got our digi out.
And we're just sitting here on the floor.
Sitting on the floor of the Hyakuen shop. So we're putting all the numbers, crunching numbers, which I love to do. And we're trying to figure out what we can send for the appropriate prices and all that stuff. So we are seeing how this goes. I'm excited. So we went shopping, and we literally had 4 baskets full of stuff for sending packages. And we took our 4 baskets and we got in the mega long lines that happen at Daiso on a Sunday afternoon. And I knew that was gonna happen. I don't know if Eric knew that was gonna happen, but we got in line and we made it known, like, we have 4 baskets full of stuff. Like, the normal shopper at Daiso only has like half a basket.
3 items.
Yeah, so this was absurd, and we knew that. So we kind of tried to make our baskets known.
We had like 180 items or something.
No, that was that one order. We have like 400 items, seriously.
Like,
And
okay. Yeah.
it's really heavy. So
These are big bags. Look at this, like a grocery bag or like a trash bag size trash bag. You know, like bag, trash
bag. So we got to the front of the line and they started ringing us up. We gave them one basket at a time and they started ringing up and everything was going okay. And then they got to some point where the computer started giving them this weird message and they started talking to us about receipts, and I don't really know what was going on, but it was on their end. Like, I went shopping. That's what I'm supposed to do there. You do the computers. They figured it out, I guess.
It seemed like the machine couldn't print a long enough receipt.
Yeah, the printer was the problem here. Not the shopping, not the checking out, not the computing, the printer was the problem. That's what we think. So we had to check out like 3 times in the process of this. We had to check out 3 separate times. We got 3 bags, so I guess it seems appropriate.
And the lady behind us with like 4 items.
The lady behind us was like doing this around Eric. It literally took a half an hour to check out. 10 minutes per bag. Because they had the issue with the printer or the computer or whatever. And it was really just kind of awkward. Eric and I were trying not to laugh. Because
There's a huge line behind us.
There was a
There's
really...
like 20 people behind us.
Yeah, I think that's actually a legitimate number. Like 15 to 20 people waiting in line behind us for a half an hour to check out.
And we're not done.
So along with the rewards of getting a package, you also get our embarrassment. Hope you like that.
Katie, I want you to drink this.
Do I get to look at it?
I'll tell you, it says ume on it, and that's all I knew when I picked it up. I didn't read the rest of it. I was like, oh, ume, this is for me.
Okay, it's definitely warm.
Yeah, it's warm.
I see the ume.
When I opened it, it went shh, so I thought it was carbonated. You're not going to get that experience.
Why would they do that? It's like sea salt and no umes. It says ume, but they lied.
It's kind of like if somebody just pissed in your mouth.
I don't feel that way about it.
Oh God, it's the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Ugh. This is miserable. I've had something that's like this before. It tastes like those rehydration sackets that we had in some countries.
But it's warm and just
And
dreadful.
it's wrong. Like, the only reason I would drink that is if it was going to save my life. And it's not going to save my life right now, so I'm not going to drink that anymore. During 2013, I started working as a preschool teacher at a school that Eric was already working at. So I kind of had a shoe-in. I went to the interview, I got the job. I did not know that being a preschool teacher was going to be as intense as it was. All preschool teachers now can yell at me for not understanding. I still don't fully understand preschool teaching because I think that teaching preschool in Japan is a little bit different than what's going on in America, but being the oldest class of the school, so the kids are the most mature 5 to 6 year olds, there were a lot of challenges. Like, we had to learn, or I had to teach, we had to learn.
You were learning. Who learned more, them or you?
I'm going to say it was really, really pretty even. Like, if you got little buckets of things that you learned, like, I certainly think they're pretty even. But one of the things that we had to do multiple times in the year was create a dance routine to a song. So the kids had to learn all the words to the song, and me and my co-teacher had to teach, not Eric, me and my co-teacher had to come up with like a choreography to the dance or to the song. And for Halloween, I chose Little Shop of Horrors because it's got that bop shabop, and it's just way better than all the other songs that were optioned. Like Monster Mash. Not that it's not bad, but I mean, I want that.
The bop shabop.
I just want that groove, you know. I didn't realize how difficult that song was going to be when I picked it, but committed completely to it. And I remember like the first few weeks of teaching the kids like how to sing the song, I was like, oh my god, we are in over our heads. We had like hours upon like hours within weeks that we would practice this. Like whole afternoons were just dedicated to learning the choreography and the dance and the singing. So what you're gonna see is the kids and me doing it for the final time in front of the school and really giving it our all. I like it. I think it was a really great time, and I feel good about the outcome that we had. I know that I taught them some tricky things, not only like words to talk with their mouth, but also like movements that no one had ever taught them before. One in specific is having the kids transition from the front line to the back line, like with the song and snapping at the same time with their feet moving. And they were just like, at first they had no idea how to do this. They were knocking into each other. They didn't get it. It was a nightmare, but I see them do it in that video and I think, wow, we climbed a mountain together. It was quite a feat, and I think we pulled it off really well. Thank you.
This is my card for getting on and off the train. It's just like, you know, a little NFC enabled thingy that you swipe over the carousel when you go in and out and keeps track of where you go. I always thought that this thing was like just an ID and it was tagging in their system and saying like, hey, this ID is in and the system is keeping track of where you went in, where you out, but it's actually putting it on the card, and I can show you how I know. So this is my 7 and it has an NFC reader. And if you go to, I have a program, where is it? Suica reader. So Suica card, Suica reader. So I'm going to put this card down and then I'm going to put this on top of it. And it pulls up like where I've been, the balance of my card, like where I checked in, where I checked out, how much it was, the dates, and like just all of this data that's like saved onto the card. It's really cool too. You can export it to CVS and stuff if you want to keep track of like where you're going and everything. But this works without internet. It's not like this thing's going on the internet somehow and like sucking this down. Like I've shut off the Wi-Fi and it's still able to do it. So yeah, this little NFC card is like holding a lot of data. And I mean, when you think about like you're just touching this thing down in a moment, it's putting that much data back onto this card. Like, and I know it's only text, but like think about how quickly it happens. And how low the failure rate is, like how many people are going through turnstiles and stuff. It's really quite incredible.
I made it. It's cold out there. It can be done.
Post-editing Eric here. I have noticed that this video has already reached over an hour, which is longer than I had anticipated it to be, and then I noticed that I have a chunk of video that is literally another 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that second piece off. I'm going to put a link to it down in the description and in the comments of the video that you're watching now. And if you want to see that video, it'll be down there. It is basically a video of Katie cooking stir fry. So that'll be kind of like a hidden little Easter egg for those of you who are willing to make an extra click.